What's going on? What's up, Dub Nation? This your man C Dougie coming to you with day 3 content on the NFL Combine. Whose stock went up? Whose stock went down? Who possibly jumped other prospects to making it to that first round, that top 10? Like we know, quarterbacks, wide receivers, and tight ends are yesterday. Let's go ahead and jump into it. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Share the video, leave a comment, and also share the video, man. Like I said, the Combine is not just for our Carolina Panthers. The Combine's for every team. Yes, we just covered the Panthers here, man. But a lot of players and a lot of teams are liking what these quarterbacks, wide receivers, and tight ends did, man. Obviously, for my team, let's jump into the quarterbacks. A lot of quarterbacks that were there that are possibly supposed to be top 10 picks did not run the 40 time. One quarterback that did is Anthony Richardson. That's the first quarterback we're going to jump into. Yes, Anthony Richardson does have the vertical and broad jump for the record for quarterbacks, but what does a quarterback need to do a vertical jump for? Why does a quarterback need to do a broad jump for? I understand the 40 and throwing, but a broad jump and a vertical does not help a quarterback because they're not jumping or they're not launching themselves. With the 40, him being the third fastest quarterback ever, we already knew he was going to display because of the athletic ability that he has. Also, when he did his throws to the receivers that were there, his long balls are good, but I think the area that a quarterback coach is going to have to do or help him in that area is with his corner routes. Anything to the boundary were either overthrown or it was underthrown or the wide receiver wasn't able to sit there and get both feet in. I don't think that's going to hurt his stock, but for my Panthers, I definitely feel like there's two other quarterbacks that we should be having above Anthony Richardson, and no, it's not Will Levis. No, Bryce Young did not sit here and throw. No, he didn't do the 40. But from what everyone has heard from NFL Network, ESPN, my own ears, I know you guys' ears, Bryce Young killed the in-classroom interview. From them trying to see if they can stomp this man with what coverage they're given. Can you give me an audible? What is your third, second read? For them just trying to sit here and see if he can comprehend how to play quarterback on the next level without even him doing his measurements. People were thinking he was going to be less than 200 pounds. He clips that with being 205. So he did say what he was going to do was come in and be over 200 pounds. Yes, he's still underneath 6 foot, but at the same time, Bryce Young should possibly be the number one quarterback off. Depends on the scheme. That scheme word comes into play. Also, C.J. Stroud. If you didn't hear the cheers with Indianapolis Colts hosting the Combine, it could have been, those Buckeye fans, or it could have been Indianapolis Colts fans cheering for their organization to hear how hyped they are about C.J. Stroud. C.J. Stroud looked smooth. I mean, it was no extra movement in his arms when he was throwing. His footwork, his foot placement, he was not throwing off his back foot a lot. Looked great. I really hope in my Panthers trade up the top 3. We already have heard the trade package that Chicago Bears want to get for a team to trade up with them from whatever position they are to number 1. But I'm hoping my Panthers get there in that top 3. Let's talk about a possible quarterback that has rose up. We knew Stetson Bennett. Stetson Bennett did everything he needed to do. Yes, he doesn't have the prestige of what C.J. Stroud, Will Levis, Anthony Richardson, or Bryce Young has. But Stetson Bennett did what he needed to do. He came in. He looked great during the workout. I'm not even going to touch the 40. I'm not going to touch on the broad or the vertical. But if you just look what this man had to overcome from him being at the University of Georgia to what he displayed in Indianapolis, where he has won a college national championship, could Stetson Bennett be one of the quarterbacks that can be a sleeper? I'm not calling him a sleeper because he's a 2-time college football champion. It's just a matter of can the right coach put him in the right system, that right scheme again, to sit there and elevate and be a quarterback. An example, no, I'm not comparing him to this person, but just look at Tom Brady when he got drafted. Who would have thought Tom Brady would be the best quarterback to ever touch a football? To have those Super Bowls when he was at Tampa Bay and also at the Patriots. So with the quarterbacks, man, it's gonna be it's gonna be, I don't even know the word, man. It's just gonna be crazy just to see these trade packages. Who trades up with the Bears to get it? Is it gonna be the Colts? Is it gonna be Houston? Is it gonna be my Carolina Panthers? Is it gonna be Tampa Bay? We've heard different teams. Is it gonna be the Atlanta Falcons? Is multiple teams out here that have sat here and already tried to have conversations with the Chicago Bears. But I do believe that teams will be trading before the NFL free agency to go ahead and know what picks they have so they can know what position they're going to try to get in to possibly get in that premium quarterback and that franchise quarterback. Let's go ahead and transition over to the wide receivers. What wide receivers showed out for me? One wide receiver that we did shout out before the combine, Marvin Mims. Shout out to him for going to get that bag. Looked very explosive and fast during his workout with the quarterbacks. Just look at the quarterbacks that he's had. He had a transition from Caleb Williams to Dylan Gabriel, but he was the vocal point of that wide receiver room. And yes, his numbers dropped a little bit, but I do feel like Marvin Mims Jr. out of Oklahoma had a good showing yesterday. Another wide receiver, Zay Flowers. Remember the name, people. Zay Flowers. Yeah, you got the Quentin Johnstons. You also got what's the wide receiver out of USC? Darn, what's the man name? Is it Allison? Yeah, you got Allison as well. But for Flowers out of Boston College, this man sat here and did what he had to do. Just the crisp of his routes. This is where you got to look at it, people. Yeah, you can run down the field, but let me see you do a slant. Let me see you do a post fade. Just the crisp of how he ran his routes and how he excelled in, and the breaks was terrific, man. I really hope Carolina Panthers, yeah, you got Hyatt. Shout out to Hyatt. He did get hurt with his hamstring. Hopefully he's good to go. It was just a little tweak. But Zay Flowers took advantage of those premium wide receivers being, out there and displaying their skills. No, he's not the biggest, but trust me, he's a wide receiver to look out for. Also, shout out to my Tar Heel Josh Downs. Man, I knew Josh Downs was going to do good. Even with the measurables, didn't stack up with the height. He's going to be a smooth operator. Just the attention, just like with Zay Flowers. The details in running his routes and getting in and out of his breaks was great, man. I definitely feel like Josh Downs will be a day 2 pick, second round pick. Also, the wide receiver out of Michigan State, Jordan Reed, was another one we shouted out. Got his bag as well, man. The wide receiver room is going to be deep. It depends on, do you need a person that can stretch the field? Do you need a slot wide receiver? Just along with the DB room that we talked about yesterday, I feel like this wide receiver room is going to be deep. Let's talk about a wide receiver that definitely let me down was Tank Dell. We've heard that he's explosive. His 40 time was not good at all. I don't know if it's just testing. I mean, he possibly can be faster in shoulder pads or, game film, but I definitely need to see something different from Tank Dell when he has his pro day down there in Houston. I still do think he can be a day 2, day 3 if he does fall. I mean, he does have the caliber of a Tyreek Hill. Definitely he's a type of wide receiver that's in space that can make you miss. And if you do miss, he's gone to the house. So hopefully Tank Dell, he is a current person that has stock down. Hopefully during his pro day, his stock can go up. And let's go ahead and round this out with the tight ends. Darnell Washington, a freak, looking at 6'7", stole the show with his 40. With that one-handed grab that you guys saw that he tried to implement OBJ, there's nothing else to say, man. This man is a freak. He's not the type of tight end that's going to beat you off the line, or he's your speed tight end. But if he's matched up one-on-one with a smaller corner, I mean, most of the corners or linebackers or safeties are going to be smarter than him. He's 6'7". So Darnell Washington, if a team's looking, I can definitely see him being a first-round pick just based off the metrics, measurements, and the performance he did yesterday. Another tight end that I want us to look at is Zach Kuntz out of Old Dominion. Let me just read some of his. Yes, Old Dominion is one of your Group 5s, but just look at his 40. The man run a 4.81. Then in his 20-yard split, he had 2.87. His height is 6'7", weight 255. Vert was 40, and his broad jump was 10.08. With the RSA, with a relative athletic score, this man got a 10 out of 10. I don't know where this cat came from. I need to do tape myself to look about this guy, Zach Kuntz. But from what I saw yesterday in the metrics that I just read off, Carolina's in the room for getting a tight end. Whoever else is in the room for getting a tight end, you might want to look at this cat. Yes, I know I just sat here and said Darnell Washington, but at the same time, there's other tight ends out here, just like Kuntz out of Old Dominion. You also have two others. Will Maller out of Miami. Yes, there was inconsistent quarterback play, but this man was consistent. He tested very well with his 40 and his vertical. So he can be a late round pick as a tight end. Also, I'm going to give you one more. Sam Laporta out of Iowa. Huge. He's built different, but ran very well. He definitely displayed that he can get downfield and catch the ball. I feel like there is a top heavy here with tight ends. I know Kincaid did not run or participate because he had an injury. So I feel like these tight ends that were supposed to be in the background definitely took advantage. But again, I don't see anybody outplaying or getting picked before Darnell Washington out of Georgia. One that I will say that was a loser was Michael Mayer. He's supposed to be top tight end. He caught the ball well, but did not test very well off the charts. Again, are you looking at production on tape, or are you going off of a workout? Production on tape, Michael Mayer, again, I know I said Darnell Washington should be the first tight end. Michael Mayer possibly can be that. But based off of tape, and I know what Washington can do, I can see Washington being 1 and Michael Mayer being 2. We do have offensive linemen and running backs running right now, man. Like I said, the combine comes to a close. It's been a great one. I'm ready for the draft, man. I'm ready for free agency to finally jump off here in the following week. Tell me what you guys think. Again, hit the like button, share the video. Also, don't forget about our 2 promos. Like I said, I'm going to keep pushing them out, man. Jersey giveaway later here this month. Also, we will be giving away $200 cash apps to you, the subs, once we hit 500 subscribers. I do see the subs coming in. I appreciate the content. Trust me, we're going to get better and better, man. There's going to be more wall art up here, more jerseys wearing, different supporting the team, supporting my Panthers. Also with the NBA as well, man. You already know what we about to do. Let me go ahead and give you that quote of the day, and we out of here. So the quote for today is from Hall of Famer Ray Lewis. He said, "No matter the circumstance that you might be going through, just push through. One love."